Hi guys, hope you're well. So I've got a real treat for you now, an interview with Mad Pete. Me and Brendan, we went down to meet Mad Pete at a very interesting location, and that man has got a lot of stories. He's the real deal. Here he is, Mad Pete. Right, Brendan, here we are. We've got another interview going, and you brought us the legend that is Mad Pete.
This is the legend that is Mad Pete. This was a Spartacus for Dave. Pete was from Margate, and Dave always referred to him as his seaside Spartacus, but a very brave, and the name reflects on Pete. Mad. Pete was mad. He would do whatever had to be done when it had to be done. One of the very real brave ones is our Peter.
So, Pete, how did you get the name Mad Pete, or did you call yourself Mad Pete?
How did I get called Mad Pete?
Yeah.
It was given to me because of some of the very, 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 very friendly things that I've done in my life.
I'm going to ask you because I know I've been with Dave on one or two occasions when Pete showed us that side. And I do remember in the early days when I first knew Pete, we was down at Margate once, and he'd just come out of prison. But this is gospel truth. The two coppers that nicked him were driving along the seafront, right? And we were crossing the road, and Pete weren't long out of prison, and he seen him. And he was so infuriated with him that he just went straight across the road, picked up a rock, and put it through the windscreen of their car. We were both standing there in disbelief, and he went, "They've put me in prison, them two." And the coppers just were so scared, they actually just drove off, let the traffic go, and drove off. They didn't. It was amazing to actually watch, but you know, Pete's reputation preceded him that they thought it was best just to pretend it didn't happen, really.
So, Pete, how did you get your reputation over the years?
It started off when I left school. I suppose it started off with me dad, really. My dad was a policeman, and he was like he'd been in the war and all that. And he said to me, when you go to secondary school, when the chances are you're going to get grief, you're going to get people, you're a copper's kid and all that. He said, so what I would say to you, my son, he said, smash them up. He said, this is what my dad said. He said, smash them up. It's because they won't come back. I went, all right, that's why I went to school, and I did. I got 3 kids come up there, secondary, they come up, oh, your dad's a cop, and I went, yeah, boom, and gave it to them, smashed them completely up. Never had one person pick on me, really? Ever at all. Everyone wanted to know me after that. They all thought I was wicked. A set of teachers obviously didn't find it very amusing.
Did that sort of take you down the wrong road? Did you sort of then head into, well, what should we call it? Different types of activities.
You were naturally born.
I was definitely born naughty. If it hadn't been for me dad, I think I wouldn't be here. I'd have been locked up for life for doing some. But my dad taught me respect, and he taught me manners, and he taught me loyalty, which is the biggest thing someone can have in life is loyalty. Without loyalty, it don't tick. It don't tick at all, and that is what he taught me. But I was definitely no doubt born naughty, because I wouldn't take shit off no one, give a fuck who you are.
What were the kind of sort of activities that you got up to then, Pete?
It was activities. It's other people who really caused them a lot of the time.
He'd done a lot of debt collecting for Dave, and he'd done a lot of let's say enforcer work. Do you know what I mean? If Dave needed to get a message to someone that they were misbehaving or doing things wrong, Pete was the gentleman that could go and have a word that would make them see the error of their ways. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Dave phoned me up one day and he said, "You coming up my way, aren't you?" I said, "I'm making way now, Dave." And he's gone, "Oh, good." He said, "I've got a friend. This fella owes my friend a hell of a lot of money, and this fella has fucked off to Spain, and we can't get hold of him." He said, "But his son lives in Bromley." He said, "His address is so." I said, "You want me to sort it out for you?" He went, "Yeah." I said, "I'll do it." He said, "Now?" I said, "I'll do it in this minute." So I drove round the house, bang, bang, bang on the door, Geezer's come to the door. I've smashed me way through the door. I've told him straight, your dad's got to pay this money, my boy. I'm fucking, you're in serious trouble. You don't want me coming back to your house again, I promise you. So I've left. Dave's phoned me up and he said, the bloke's been on the phone to Spain. From Spain, he's going to pay it. His son has begged his dad to pay it. He said, I've had this man come round this house and I'm scared he's going to come back and kill me. And he got paid, you know. It's the way you have to do things. If you can't get the money from the authorities and you call people like us, we've got to do something to you to make you understand that you can't run away no more.
Well, what kind of tactics did you use?
Oh, I've done all sorts of things. I've stuck guns at people's heads. I've ripped people's mouths apart. Chased people up the road with flamethrowers.
I need to jump in and say this. Peter has only ever done that when it's been part of a job. He's not a violent man that goes out bullying people. This is a man that
sees
it as part of his profession.
Yes.
To have that talent, and that is a gift that I'm afraid I am not like that. I prefer to run off. But if you have got that talent and you're good at it, Peter was that, and he is a scary man, but he has got a lot of loyalty, a lot of respect, and he won't do it unless it's needed.
I've never ever hurt a single man in my life who hasn't deserved it. I've never ever been a bully in my life. I've just finished it. That's all I've done.
So you have your own sort of code, as it were.
Yeah, Peter definitely had a code. Like some people would say it's a bit mad, but it all made sense to you, Pete, didn't it?
I'll tell you what, I'm not joking you, there isn't one person, anyone I've known a hell of a lot of people, and not one of these people I know, they've ever heard a bad word said against me, because I'm loyal. Loyalty runs through my bones, like Dave. That's why we were both
you and him connected really good.
We were connected, we were the same. Me and him were the same. The only difference was Dave had the charisma. Dave was a very funny man. You could go round his house wanting to commit suicide, and after you'd been in the front room with him for half hour, you didn't want to commit suicide no more because he made you very happy. That is the only difference between me and Dave. Dave had a lot of charisma, a very funny man, and he could bring an army together.
Dave would stop someone who, you know, was suicidal, but I'm afraid if you hadn't paid, Pete would turn up and make you want to be suicidal if you hadn't paid people. So he had the edge over Dave on that. You know, if Dave could save a suicide, Pete could cause one.
Absolutely. So. How did you first meet Dave? Do you remember your first meeting?
Yeah, I remember exactly where I first got. I met him at the Gas Club in London. I had a mate of mine with him, and we were talking, and Dave suddenly turned around, he said, "Really like you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "We're not a bad bunch, are we?" He said, "I'm not talking about you, mate, I'm talking about you." Then we left and we went down Stringfellas. Dave's a bit of a kleptomaniac, as you know, so he's nicked a cocktail shaker. And we've come outside and there's a couple of coloured people mugging this white boy. Dave's got over and smashed the fuck at him with his cocktail shaker. I was actually meant to bring it today because he'd given me it a couple of years ago. He got it signed to me the first day we ever met, and that was it. And we got on like an house on fire ever since.
Were you kind of like active before you met him?
Oh, well active.
Yeah. What sort of things were you getting up to then?
Lots and lots of terrible, lots of naughty things. I had the thing. I had a thing with the police. I used to attack the police. And
any reason for that?
Yeah, because when they come up to you and they want to arrest you and you've done something, they want to grab hold of you. Don't touch me. I will just get in your car and I will come down the police station with you peacefully because I know I've got to go down there. But you touch me and I will hurt you, and that's what I used to do. I've knocked loads of them out.
There is a story about Peter, right, that I think, was it about 10 or 13 policemen. He was in a flat at the time, and it had a corridor. Now, only one policeman could get down at a time. Now, I read this policeman's opening statement, which said, as I got to the door, the assailant opened the door, I sprayed him with CS gas, and he ripped his shirt open and said, I fucking love it, give me some more. And then promptly beat the policeman up. Now, on that thing, I think it's noted, there was 7 policemen got beat up. 3 of them was medically retired and 4 was hospitalised. But obviously Peter did get punished for that. But to say that was quite an handful, I think is an understatement.
See, and I had a staircase, and I lived 3 stories up, and it was like a fire escape, I suppose. You only could get one person up at a time. And I heard a screech round the corner. Boom! Police car comes steaming, smashed straight in the back. Then I saw police car, police car, police car, police car, police van. They called reinforcements from Canterbury, and it was only for me. So they're all up the stairs, and I thought, they're up there. So I thought I'll go and see what's going on in the kitchen. Boom, there's little panes, one of the windows got. I thought, I don't need that, I'll open the fucking door. So I opened the door and this cop was gone, shh, gas me. And he said, he said, I fucking love that. You don't know what you've done, you made me more angry, you silly little So he's got me. He's got me by the head and he's trying to pull me back off my face, so I've latched onto his fingers with my teeth and I'm biting him. And he's screaming out to his mate, get him off me! He's actually crying. So they've eventually overpowered me. They managed to get me down the steps and they got me on the floors, about 6 of them all on. And all the dorms, the club just were all watching this. They couldn't believe it. They said, don't know where you got your strength from, Peter. Because they reckon I had 6 of them all sitting on me and I just lifted them, threw them straight up in the air. And that's, I've got evidence of that. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but when I spark, I pick up super fucking strength. And they don't know how. Now,
it could be that you are mad as well, Pete.
Then they eventually got me down the police station. They put you in a cage first of all, don't they? And I'm running around the cage. Come on, give me more. Come in, give me more. For about 15 minutes, and then I've calmed down, and then they've eventually locked me up, and they was giving me cups of teas. They were giving me everything I wanted all
really?
night. They
was
as
nice.
good as gold. Yeah, they were really nice. Nice, yeah.
So did you get banged up?
Yeah, I got 3 years for that.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
what was it like?
Oh, that was the one when Dave went to court.
Yeah.
He went to court with me, he did. And I'm up and I'm in the box and Dave popped in, he's got this little pop gun. And he's gone, boop, boop, and a couple of little flags come out and he's gone, go on, run now. And I got 3 years. He said, you blamed me for that, didn't you, Peter? I said, I did, yeah.
Well, there was another incident where Peter put a gun to the policeman's head.
Oh, let him tell you, yeah.
And he come round afterwards. Now, I was in the front room when he was explaining it. He went, Dave, I can't fucking believe it. He went, I put a gun to the copper's head, and apparently he had a mark in his head where you've hit him so hard with a gun. And he went, they're fucking doing me for attempted murder. He went, it weren't even a real gun. But Dave went, but you didn't tell him that at the time, did you, Pete?
So what happened, Pete?
We went round a mate's house and we had a lot of, well, they were replicas, and we was having a bit of fun round my mate's house with them. And the door was open. There must have been a disturbance in the flats or somewhere. And this copper, he walked in when we were playing. And I'd had a few drinks then. And I saw him. I thought, what are you doing in my place? So I ran straight up to him and I went, boom, straight goes, get out of my flat now. And he legged it.
Funny
fucking
enough,
legged it. Yeah. And all of a sudden there's loads of them outside. Come out now, Sam, firearm. I'm going, oh man, chill out, only having a giggle, you silly. But they didn't find it very
Didn't
amusing.
have your sense of humour, Pete.
They
did
didn't have
they?
my sense of humour, no. Apparently this copper retired, he said he pathetic creature. He said he thought he was going to die. That's what he said. And it's the front of the East Anglia News front page. I'm trying to to go back and get the copies of these things because Dave did keep them because it was, it was quite funny.
You've had some great times with Dave, Pete, just out raving and partying with us.
Oh,
We've had some great nights out together. Because forget all that, when Pete come out partying, he's a funny man too, and he enjoyed himself, do you know what I mean? And just having him out on a night out with you was excellent, wasn't it, Pete? Where all of us going out as a little group together, that used to, well, I say a little group, we used to turn up like 30, 40 handed at clubs and all, and just walk in.
And he used to love showing me off, Dave.
He did love showing you off,
because no one knew who I was up there. He looks a nice, and he's none of your business.
And he ended up moving to Norfolk for a little while, and he had what was called the Naughty Boys Caff, right, which was really funny, this caff, because you'd wrote Naughty Boys in like blood, didn't you, Pete? It was all run down
I had
the
Al
walls.
Capone on the front.
Yeah.
And with all bullet holes, all bullets
What
running
you've got
down
to
the side of
remember,
them.
just picture this, Pete's been out raving all weekend, he's had a load of E's with us and a load of whiz, so his eyes are like that on the Monday. He's got the cigarette, he's standing there with the old spatula in the caff, and he went, I can't understand why no one comes in here. He looked, there's all blood running down the walls, he goes, want a bacon sandwich?
I had all the crazed pictures all in the caff of all the funerals, all the way round. And what I used to, we had a bar upstairs in this caff, and when the clubs finished at 2, we used to bring them all back. We used to party it. I got bang on the door, a load of old Bill down there. Yeah, what do you want? Oh, we'd like to have a look around to see if you're selling alcohol. I said, you got a warrant? I went, no. Bang! I said, you ain't coming in then. And they fucked off.
How did you get on inside when you were in your 3 years?
How did I get on inside?
Yeah, what was it like for you?
Well, it's all right for me. I never had a single problem once in there. They loved me, the screws and everything. I'd get my cell raided, and they would come out and say, "We're raiding your cell, Peter. Can you sit outside?" And they wouldn't even be searching my cell. They'd be looking for all my photos. But I'd be on a visit, and they'd come up and they'd say, "Dave, can you sign a book for us?" I'd go, "You better ask me first." And I always got top jobs. Always got top jobs.
What sort of jobs did you have to do?
I worked on the servery, extra food. I always got not all work on the garden, so I always got a nice job.
Yeah.
You sort of chose your own jobs in a way.
Yeah, I
Pete.
chose them in my own way.
I think they went, whatever you want to do, Pete,
The
just let us
screws,
know. Yeah.
the screws used to call me in the office to ask me to tell them stories. But I hated bullies. This is one I got to tell. I hated bullies. I had this little friend, only little. Couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag. He couldn't. But I liked him. He was a nice person. And he come up to me. He went crying. I said, "What are you crying for, you stupid little..." He said, "That bloke down there, he's took all my canteen." "Give me 5, I went. I went down there, got all his canteen. He said, "Well, he owed me money." I said, "He don't owe you money no more, mate. I owe you it. So if you want to come and collect, you're welcome any day you like." But otherwise, in jail, no, I got decats. I got everything I wanted in there. Except once I finished off in Stamford Hill. This is funny, and I've gone on a town visit, and I've gone up to Dave's, and we've gone out and had a few drinks. I've gone back up his house, and I've nicked a bottle of Bacardi out of his house. Well, from his house in London to Stamford Hill, Sheerness, I drunk the whole bottle, neat, completely neat. Now this time I'm a bit wound up, and I said to me, "Mick, now I'm going to sort out. So all the people are coming back off their town visits. I've started her on fuck and all that screws don't know what to do. They really don't. So I've gone back on the wing, having a game of snooker. They've all spoke to each other, said, "You'll get a woman up. I reckon she might be able to get him to bed." Woman came up and said, "Peter, you've got to go to bed." I went, "All right, darling," and waddled off to bed. Woke up in the morning and thought, "Oh, you was a naughty boy last night." I thought, "Oh dear, I'm in trouble this morning." Bing bong, can I go down reception? I'd gone down and said, "Be sorry, Peter, you're going back next door to a closed prison." So they put me in the van, took me back to Elmley. Most people now would get a shit job or wouldn't get a job, get put on a bad ring. I got back on the wing that day and they went, "Do you want to work on the servery tonight, Peter?" I went, "Yeah, of course I do." "That's got me heard about you last night." They was all shitting themselves and they was all giggling about it, having a bit of fun.
So is there a softer side to you, Pete?
He's
got a soft side.
He is a very loving family man. He's got lovely kids. He's been married with Sarah for a long time and he's a very family orientated man, and Dave loved him because Dave see the loyalty in him that he had and the actual genuine heart of a good man, but who was just, if you upset him, didn't care, you know what I mean? He was like, I remember him coming to the house when someone had hit you with a machete, Pete.
Yeah.
And he just said, he said, the geezer had hit me with the axe and he went, I had to do a proper hard press up to get up because he was on me back. Yeah. He said, I've done a press up, I got up. He went, I run after him, but he went, I just run out of blood and fell over. Like, that was just bravery, just mad bravery. And
that's why my mate come up and picked me up, took me to the hospital. Yeah. I walked into the hospital with my hand like that. And they went, "You'll have to sit down and wait." I went, "What, with that?" And they went, they all grabbed me. All grabbed me, chucked me, sat me down. They said, "We're going to have to put you out and all that. This has got to be done now. You need internal stitches." They went, "You need internal stitches." So I went, "No, I ain't got time for that. Stitch it up." They went, "No." I said, "Just stitch it up." And that is what they done. They stitched it up. I was meant to be in there for 4 or 5 days. I was in there one day. And
so why had you been hit with the machete? What was that all about? Why?
I'd knocked the geezer out earlier on in a nightclub because he was playing up and he hid. He hid behind the wall waiting for me and he come behind me, hit me with a machete.